All right, guys, I think I'm on today. This is Emmett D. Alpha Builder. Let's get this thing going, guys. We're going to talk a little bit while I get to the job site because, guys, it is a long walk up there until you get to that job site. So I can have plenty to say. First, I got the guys coming over here. We got to get this spreaded out. Guys, we're getting ready to pour footings. Everything's got to be right on those footings. Everything's got to be right. You know, a lot of you guys who's gonna do the footings, they're gonna want you to call that thing in. They're gonna want you to call that inspection in the same day that they finish up. That makes sense. So they're gonna try to get everything done, and then they want you to call the inspection in, and everything's gonna happen after that, guys. It saves those footing guys a little labor costs and things like that. So it is what it is. But here's when you're dealing with those footings, there's a couple different things you need to be looking at, guys. You need to be, guys, just go ahead, when you're pouring concrete, guys, just go ahead and plan on being around that site all day or right before they get it prepped up, because I need to make sure that these guys have it right before we call these inspectors or these inspectors show up. And tomorrow we're going to be pouring footings, so just make sure that you're in a position to kind of be there all day. And for the most part, while they're doing the footings today, guys, I want to be here around this site all day. I want to watch these guys before they do something wrong, because I'm not just saying that, guys. Here's how it works. If they just specifically know me and they do stuff for me like every other week, then they know how I want things done and they'll do it that way. But I don't see these guys every other week. These guys will do a job for me. I come back and have them to do it right. So there's certain things going on with this footing. I have them to get it right. Then they'll go right to the next contractor and go back to doing it the way they've been doing it. Non-code compliant. And these are certain things that the inspectors don't see, but I see it. And it's actually code stuff too, guys. So I'm gonna make sure they get this right, and then you want to take plenty of pictures while they're doing it too, guys, because those pictures are gonna help you out a whole lot. In the event that somebody, guys, I'm telling you, man, these people today, man, homeowners, they know enough to be a headache. With the advent of the internet has helped them, it has helped them become very savvy. There's nothing wrong with that, guys, but sometimes if you're not just doing this every day, all day, you can get enough information to be dangerous and put people through a headache and don't even understand that it's not even a problem in some cases. So you guys can kind of see the guys came out here. Now, they initially, if you see the pink lines, this is where they were going to originally be at. That's a problem, guys, because really, we should have been up a couple more feet, maybe about 3 feet, a little closer to this right here side, which helps us out with our pool in the back. So we got to have that area for that pool in the back. So I had to push this right here up just a little bit further, and our front stoop is going to be, we had to fill it in and do our front stoop a little different on this right here. So this right here is our line right here, guys. This is this orange line. I actually had to come out here and put that line in there because they were gonna put it right here, guys. They were gonna shift this house back a couple of feet. Another thing you want to make sure that you have, guys, this right here, you guys kind of look right here. This right here, guy, is the property line. And there's another one right over here. So you want to come here and you want to look at the corner of this right here house, because you have a minimum setback, guys. There's a minimum setback, and over here, I can get away with 10 feet, but I'm trying to 10 feet on one side, 15 on the other. I can actually make it 10 feet, but I try to make it about 20 feet. So I think we got about 22 feet from this guy to this guy, and I also checked up here, so we're a little bit further away down here. So that's what you want to, check that out first, guys. Then what I'm trying to do now is I've already called so guys, the next thing I did was I called the concrete truck guy. Guys, my concrete salesman, and I said, hey man, can you make sure your trucks can get in here? He came over here, and guys, I'm gonna tell you like this right here, guys. Probably about 15 years ago, I never ever used a pump truck for no reason whatsoever. Didn't even know what a pump truck was, to be honest with you. Because back in the day, we didn't really even know what a pump truck was, man. Now, every pour you have, builders, you might as well go ahead and put you a pump truck in there. A pump truck gonna run you about $3,000 a day. So you might as well go ahead and put your 3 of them in there when you're quoting those foundation out. So you got one for the footings. In this case, we got on the basement. So you got one for the footings, one for the walls. Now you definitely need one for the walls. But on the footings and the slab, you may not need one, but you might as well go ahead and put your pump truck in there for that. So we got a main level garage here too, guys. So we're gonna have to dig up here, and we're gonna have to dig our main level garage up here. So this right here is like gonna be on a slab up at the top, but the footings still need to connect. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna get all this stuff together. Now, another thing I'm looking at, once we kind of get this right, I'm trying to figure out how my pump truck is gonna get in here, how my concrete truck is gonna turn around. So that's another thing. And see, guys, you better have this plan. This is why you need to be here all day, guys. You better have this plan on the front end. Because I promise you, when those guys show up, when your concrete truck and your pump truck shows up, they're not gonna know what to do. And you know what they're gonna try to do? They will literally try to leave. They will try to say, we just can't do it. So you better have a plan. Guys, if we have gotten we're at a stage now in this world now where no one wants to think, no one wants to figure things out. They just don't want to do it. If things are not textbook style, they're not gonna do it. The concrete truck guys, they don't want to do it. The pump truck guys, they ain't gonna want to do it. So you, as the builder, you better come out here and make sure everything is set up for these guys. Like that driveway back there. I got the guy coming right now to spread out that dirt because they'll use that. Well, you got some gravel in the way. We can't come out. And you didn't order that concrete. You got the weather. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I hope you kind of hold off on us. So you got all that stuff going on, guys. You just gotta. It's always something. I just don't think these guys gonna have this ready. That's me. If these guys have this right here ready, man, they bad. But not bad as in good. Okay. But this right here, so we got the footing. So this right here machine, this right here is what you call a mini X. It's a mini X. He has his laser level over here. He's making sure that all the footings are poured in one plane. Now, over here, he's a little bit higher. I would have thought this right here was a little bit lower. So over here, he's a little bit higher. That's what he said when he poured it and he saw everything. He's a little bit higher over here. So you got to go a little bit deeper over here on this footing. So right here, oh man, we got some good solid soil here, man. And guys, in this case right here, you let the earth itself be the soil. The only thing about it, guys, is, well, that's about 2 feet. So 2 feet, 1 feet deep is good. But, in this case right here, we may have to be 1.5 feet. And this right here is a mini X. Guys, so another thing that's going to happen, guys, the local code official is going to come here with a ground probe, man. He's going to come with a ground probe and try to stick this thing in the ground. And I don't think he's going to be able to make it go in the ground with this right here, man. This is some good solid soil here. So that mini X is also, for the most part, set up to where it has just enough pressure when it goes down. It has just enough pressure to get that to get you the solid undisturbed soil. So I mean, all this right here is really undisturbed right here. So I think we ought to be okay here, guys. Also, another thing you want to do, guys, I'm gonna come here. You know, we got a retaining wall that we're gonna wrap around this corner right here. So I may grab, I'm gonna grab one of these guys. I think we're gonna grab this guy right here instead of this one. So we're gonna run that retaining wall around. Then what else we got here? You also need to know where your ground rod's gonna be. So I typically put two electrical ground rods in. I'm gonna put one on this side because I think we're gonna come straight in from this side and come straight here to the meter box. I got to look at the plan just to figure out a good place to put that meter box. But I'm gonna put one here, right here. I'm gonna put one on the main level garage, on the far side of the garage. So that's what you want to have, too, guys. So this is what, guys. This is my little camp. I might go away and leave for a couple of hours. I just wanted to make sure that they actually shift this thing, guys, because there's a language barrier, man, a lot of time when you're dealing with your subs. And, you know, I explained that to them on the front end, but when they sent me the pictures and I came out here yesterday, he had it in the place where he wanted it at. You see? So I had to come out here again, and I actually had the orange. I had the orange spray can, and I said, this is where we're gonna start. And then so he used that to run everything the way he needed to run it. So guys, it is what it is, guys. Language barrier, so you gotta make sure all that stuff is right. We got a bunch of I got a couple of places over here. We got a bunch of little pier beams over here, guys, that we need to get. We really need to get those put in as well while we're doing this pour. But we got to find out exactly where they are. I am going to run a footing all the way down here because I know we're going to have a retaining wall there to accommodate the swimming pool. And so I'm thinking that the pool is probably going, hey man, this is going to be, I think this right here is going to be probably perfect for the pool to sit right here. So that tree probably had to come down. The limbs are already trying to come down. So footings, guys, this is what you want to do on footings. Like, share, subscribe. This is the way.